Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Sticks and Stones. I'm Andy Pick, and today I'm all alone in the hosting skills as Mike isn't here. That is sadness for me, but right now Mike is writing. He has a busy test week, so he won't be here with us at the moment. So today on Sticks and Stones, we have an incredibly special player. He is also one of the men behind CraetorsOnly. If you don't know that is, please follow us on Instagram. This man has played at some of the highest levels and has reached some of the highest heights. He's a part of the SA indoor squad and is an incredibly talented junior national. He has some of the quickest skills I've seen on the planet, and he skilled me a few times, but I'm not going to bring that up in this podcast. Today with me is none other than Marvin Simons. How's it, Marvy? Hi, bro.
Hey, boy.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm here. I don't know what's happening now.
It's fine. We can hear you. And I love your picture. The quality one.
Is it better now?
Yeah, better. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can see you better now.
Quality. So my opening question I have for you, seeing as I know that you're a Chelsea supporter, nice one for you. Okay.
Let's hear it, man.
Seeing as you're a Chelsea supporter, do you see some parts of yourself in Pulisic? Not just like how he's good at skills, but also how he had to leave from where he came from to become who he is now. So from going to the US to Dortmund, like you had to leave Amathole and go to Southern Gauteng in that journey.
That's a question I've never been asked for before. That's actually a very good one. And looking at it, yes, I actually really do. Like how Pulisic came all the way from America to Borussia Dortmund and not having the best of seasons there, but come to Chelsea, he's now improving a lot. And I really do see myself as that because I was born and raised in Queenstown, Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
I played at Queen's Junior. I never went to Queen's High. Played there, went to Glenwood High School in Durban, and then I came to Joburg at Bolu. And Pulisic is just all about like him, just that creation and the way he can adapt to wherever he is, to whichever league he's in. So far, he's adapted to 3 leagues now: American League, Bundesliga, and Premier League. And like for me, that's just like one of the greatest things as a sportsman. Like if you have that kind of thing where you can adapt to a certain place way out of your comfort zone. Because
and the different
think
cultures.
about it, Pulisic is right across the whole world from his home. And that it's difficult for players, especially for me. It was difficult for me leaving Queenstown, going to Durban, sobbing every time I had to leave to Durban every term. And like you build through that, you adapt, you start getting stronger. Exactly. You get your mentality-wise, you get very strong. You get very, very strong.
100%.
But yes, I do. I really do see myself in Christian Pulisic. Really do.
Love it.
22 for the boys.
There we are. Do you think the traveling around and having and moving made you into a better hockey player in terms of resilience?
Yes, I do. The first thing was adapting, and I'm gonna carry on with adapting. Like knowing Amathole hockey is like very unstructured hockey, a lot of selfish play, run a lot, and like I was that kind of player, and like from there I already have this this skill set now. Okay, I play that scruffy hockey. Like there's no structure, but I have the skills. I can run with the ball. Like coaches. Whenever I travel the world, the coaches I have been coached by, like they don't like take away that skill set of mine. They use my skill set and make it better. And like they made like when I moved to Durban, my hockey game just improved structurally. So my leading, my running, the way I passed the ball, that Durban, that's where they taught me. So then started becoming much better. I was actually coached by Fabian Gregory, ex-SMN's coach. They coached at World League 2016. Yes, I had the privilege to be coached by him.
That is high quality.
He's one of the best coaches I've ever had. He just taught me everything I need to know as a hockey player and a striker, of course.
Yeah.
Like from Durban, I've like got the structural play of how Durban players play. And I came to Joburg, where the Joburg League is more, it's more faster, more
physical,
more pushing and shoving. It's more physical. It's just very Joburg League is one of the it's one of the toughest leagues. Like in South Africa, I will always look at Cape Town, Durban, and Joburg with the strongest leagues in SA. Yeah. I deeply feel like I don't know if other people feel like that, but I really do.
I definitely agree with that.
One of the 3 best leagues in South Africa. Yeah. Durban hockey is very structural. So that's why I got that part of me from. Amatole, that's where like my skill set came from. And in Joburg just taught me the flair. That's where like I just got everything, like, when to do with my timing.
Do you feel the complete package came in Joburg?
Like, everything made sense. Yes. Yeah. Everything just started making sense as a hockey player ever since I came to Joburg. But yeah.
Love
really
that.
Good. It's really good to like travel the world. It's nice. No, it's nice. It's really nice.
Yes, man.
New adventures.
Tell us about your experience through IPTs, going over throughout high school. Explain that journey and that process.
Well, if I have to start from primary school, under 13, I did not know what IPT was. Like, I never knew it as a problem. Like, I will lie to you. 2014, when I went for my first border trials, I just thought like it's just games. Like, we're just trialing for something. I don't know what we're trialing for, but we just in the play. So I just played. Went to 3 rounds. I made the under 13 border team, and I'm like, okay, I can play now. Like, but I didn't know it was an actual provincial tournament. I'm actually playing one of the best players in their respective provinces. I never knew it was that type of thing. All I did was just play. I just played for Borders, scored a couple of goals there. One of the like most enjoyable tournaments. Even that time, I never like looked at the trophy like winning IPT. All I wanted to do was just go play. That's all I wanted to do. So yeah, after that, I went down to Glenwood in grade 8, and then I made under 14A, KZN Coastals. Wasn't the national one, was the South and the North tournament. So my tournament was mine was at KZN College. We only had a few like Mpumalanga, KZN Inland, South Gauteng.
Yeah, all the North.
And I don't know, I think it was Zimbabwe or something like that. Yeah. So we had them there, like we played. And even our B team was in the same pool as us. So it was very tough there. But like that time I started understanding what IPTs are all about. And I started understanding. I came away with definitely. I came away there the second top goal scorer there, just behind Ben. Ben was just fire that tournament, guys. You were just scoring goals, guy. But it's good. It's good, like when you see players like just performing, and like you know what, I want to do the same, man. And then you just do it.
Yeah, it gives you more motivation to push.
Yes, sir. So there we came third. So most 14 tournaments, there's only gold and silver.
Yeah, there's no
only
gold
and silver. If you bronze,
bronze.
it's Haribo. You just get a certificate. You just get a certificate.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, it'd be like that. So then after that, like I understand. Okay, this is what IPT is all about. You know what? It's actually like every province against each other. Now I must start. Now I started.
Ladies.
Now my main goal was to make under 16A coastals. I originally planned to make S16 HP camp that year when I was 15 years old. I originally planned for that, so I really trained hard that year. I think the year was 2016. I trained hard. I had like a few private sessions, not like a private, but like Fabian would like just take me away from my under 14. I mean my under 16 training session and take me to the side. And let us do some striking drills and stuff like that. So I used to have a lot of that. Keegan Pierce was the KZN coach on the 16A coach that time, and he was my under 16A Glenwood coach at the time.
So there's already chemistry there.
So yeah, we already had a chemistry because I was his captain. Actually, captain for both years. I was his captain for under 14 Glenwood and under 16 Glenwood. I think I was more of a vice because they had older people. And they didn't like the fact that I had the authority because Keegan always like gave me that extra mile of what I do on the field.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't want to use Keegan Pierce to like, you know what, just because he's my coach now, I'm not going to train as hard. You put me in the team anyway. It was never, ever like that. It just came to a point where I went to my first set of trials. I had a good trials. Still Sihle Guban at that time. We had a power day that
that's
day
power. That's fire, bro.
They just kept on leaving me and Sihle in the same team until we had to like deduct. They put us in separate teams.
It's one of those situations. It's one of those situations at trials when all the good players on one team and you're like, that's just unfair.
And then boys, I was like, it'll always be like that in the beginning of the trials, you know that. Yeah. Like towards the end of the trials or like the next set of trials, they switch up the teams. Switch it up. But then during that week, you know, I started training a little bit more for my second set of trials. Second set, I got told that I'm in the top 20 KZN under 16 team. And Keegan had a whole meeting with me and like, you know, I was shocked. I was like excited for it. And like I didn't like, you know, get out of my head and say, okay, you know, I'm in the team already. I just kept on pushing from there. Like, you know what, it's a good point. Yeah, you're like, okay, I'm now in the top 20. Let me now work myself towards the top 16. I think I was 16 players that time. I wasn't 18. We only took one keeper. Then like try to work towards the 16. So like kept on working hard. I made the team I needed to make, but IPT was very at St. John's that year. What was like individually for me, it wasn't one of the best tournaments I've had. But like always with me, if like everybody knows me as a very attacking player and like running with the ball, skilling people. They know me as that. Yeah. But like, you know, when as a player in hockey, you always have two jobs. It's the attacking side and the defending side. Yeah. So one of my motto, but a thing that I live by is that if I can't do well in one job, let me do my best in the other one. Yes. So if I'm not doing well in defending, let me just go off in attacking, vice versa. Let me do better for the team. Well, so that's always been my mindset.
Does it kind of frustrate you when people only think that you're a man of hands and not like other things, like not that you can pass or anything? Does that frustrate you?
No. It does to a certain point. It does get irritating. Like they always like hands. You know that thing. It's always happens at camps also. But like, you know, I'm chill to the gents. Like it's not really a big thing. Like that's who I am. I have the hands. I accept it. But like I can also, you know, slap a ball. I can throw over it.
You can do all the things.
I can create play. I can create play. I can do those things. But people just want to see me for my hands. But I was like, okay, that's your thing. I actually don't really worry what you see me as now. Because I know what I can do. I know what I can do on the ball or off the ball. I know what I can do. So, I just take it as jokes.
Do you feel that gives you an extra edge? Because everybody's expecting you to skill, but you just give the pass and then score from
it. I wouldn't say an edge. I just like to keep players guessing. Yeah. Keep them. Also, another thing, like, people knowing that you are the man of hands, it can also like give me that certain advantage of like, you know what I'm gonna do, but I know that I might not even do it.
Yeah.
So you might just, that's what I like. Riza Rosenberg taught me that. Riza told me that because I've always like, whenever I get the ball, it's just hands. All the time, hands, all the time. Riza just took me off the side one game. He told me like, hey, big boy, we know you got the hands. You know you can create play. You know you can make those passes. Keep them kissing. You don't always have to go do your hands and stuff. You don't always do it. Just give it off, get it back. You could score the goal.
100.
So that's one thing I learned from Riza. And that's one of the best things I've ever learned from him. And like that always gave me a certain advantage to every single player I play against, because they only know me because of my hands.
Yes.
So keeping them guessing just gives me a big advantage where, like certain scenarios where like you have to choose between me and this guy to mark. They're gonna wanna mark me because I have hands, but that time pull out pass to him, free goal.
Ladies.
So things like that, it gives you a very big advantage in the game. So you can use anything to your advantage.
There we are. So tell me now about that SA series against Australia. You're grade 11 at the time. How was that experience for you?
It was very scary actually. It was very scary. And like the Australian man were very big, Andy, bro. They were huge. I remember. You were there actually. I don't know why I was saying you watched the games. You were there. You saw how many times I got bounced. I can't imagine. But overall, I think I've learned a lot from that series, especially from that series under Devin van der Merwe. That is one of the most composed coaches I've ever been coached by. Other coaches just shout at me whenever I do something wrong. Devin will just keep quiet, you're away from me at halftime. That's always scary. Like,
yes,
coaches are not shouting you during the game. You know exactly when they're gonna shout at you. But anyway,
straight facts.
Playing with the older gents, because I was a year younger. I was under 17, playing with under 18 league. It was very difficult and very exciting with players like Matt Dewar and him. Like,
yeah,
I think it was only a few young players there. I think it was me, Neil, Pumi, Sihle, and I'm not sure what else was there. Subi, yeah. So like all those older players always like used to like encourage us. They used to like push us at all times, on and off. There was never a thing of like, we had a thing of like no dickheads. Like there was a rule. There was a rule in place in our team. Like we don't want any dickheads in our team. Yeah, so we try to cut that out as much as possible because I know how the gents can get.
Yeah,
I know Stephen Conway and they can get. Those gents can get. Taven and them. Hey, those boys can get loud. They can. But yeah, that experience. I would want to play against Australia again. That team is just too much flair. They know exactly what to do. It's like they know, like the striker knows what the left back's supposed to do. Like they know the left back is supposed to run up. The striker knows he must come inside. That type of play, like everything is organized. Everyone just knows what to do, and like
just playing against teams
like that. Yeah, it made it very difficult for SA because we just went one goal down. I think from the first 20 seconds of the game already. That time already we knew, hey boys, we need to adapt. We need to adapt to this kind of play. And throughout that very same game, I was very surprised that I really thought that our first game's gonna be a bad game. We might lose this game. It's fine. Tomorrow we can do better. I always thought like that, but then saw the chance from 15 minutes later. We got the fight now. The boys adapted. They know how to play now. Like that made it very, very exciting. Like I see Matt with him, Jared. They now just flaring, like just doing what they do now. So like, I was like, you know what? Yes, if the boys are doing it, why can't I, man?
There we go.
So that type of mentality, like, it's not straightforward. It wouldn't be like, they wouldn't tell you, like, hey boy, you need to back yourself. You would watch them and apply that same energy they have to yourself. You apply it to yourself and you're like, no, it's also my time to do this. Like from there, I gained a lot of confidence from Australia because they were really good. They were really good. The whole team was I don't know if anybody knows, because that whole Australian team was under 17 and the rest of us under 18, well, with a few under 17s. So essentially, we are playing against a younger team. And as an under 18 team, we struggled really, really much.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. That series was one of the best I've ever had as a youngin. I had a few goal scoring opportunities, but I did create a few. Chances that actually led to a goal. I don't know if you saw that the
one we
second
skilled.
game where I cut inside and I gave it to Angelo, or I mean not to Angelo, to Edie, and then Angelo finished it. And the short corner and all that stuff. Like, usually coaches tell me that, like, they always tell me like, hey, it's either you get a shot on goal or you just get a
short corner. Yeah.
Short corner. Because we had really good figures, like Cody Posthumous. Oh,
Max. Oof. Bullets. That's bullets.
Rockets. That's rockets. That is rockets. So they, like, every single vantage point you have in a team, skill-wise or whatever skill set you have as a player.
Yeah.
You build off each other, created for each other. Like for my hands, to get a short corner for Cody to flick.
That's the whole
that is
just
just
culture.
Yeah. It's a process. Like, it wouldn't be like you don't like, I made this short corner for Cody. You don't think like that. You just have to look, you have to overview that whole game and you have to look. Like, I've watched that Australian series, I don't know how many times. But like, I've seen, like, I really seen the difference I play. I see the difference in the way I play now in an Australian series and now. And like, from there, that's where I learned a lot.
So let's move on from the outdoor into the indoor, and that PSI final last year. That experience, I was watching behind the one goal. It was tight, 0-0, and then going on to showdowns.
Listen, I woke that finals, like, PSI finals is was literally a goal for me every single year. Every single year for Indo, PSI is my goal. I'm doing goal. I have played Indo like from the age of like 6 or 7. But like, that was club, and like usually I only go watch my father. And like PSI, I know PSI started from like under 12 or under 9 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I only so from the Queenstown, I didn't play Indo. Durban was the first time I played Indo. I never went like PSI. I never knew what PSI was. I didn't know what PSI was. First time I heard of PSI is when I came to Bolu, and Alistair Fredericks is the franchise owner of Gauteng Griffins, and like that's the first time I heard of PSI. So that, and this PSI under 16, 2017 was my very first PSI, and then from that first PSI already we had a very good chance of winning gold, but we just messed it up against Foxes. So
but that Foxes team was good.
Following year also, look, the Foxes team that year was very, very good. Like I wasn't even a final guy, and I think Namibia and Foxes. I think Foxes won like 7 or something in that final.
Yeah.
And they struggled a lot against us, so I feel like that final, Gauteng versus the Foxes would win a very good final.
Yeah.
But it's hockey. It happens, guys. It really happens.
It does.
Under 18 also, we messed it up. We messed it up. Also, I think we came 5th or something that time. And like my final years where I put a stand to myself. I'm like, listen, this is the year now. This is the year now. And I really challenged myself like indoor one. I started challenging myself. So after my first year of PSI, I started trialing for men's indoor IPT. 2018 I didn't make it, and then 2019 was the first time I made it. 2019 I started playing for. I actually made the Southern Gauteng A team from my first set of trials. And like from there already, I had a good experience. The men's IPT, very fast, very fast, very much more.
Is that really the biggest? Also. Is that the biggest difference between PSI and men's IPT for indoor? Is that the biggest difference? The pace.
Yes. Those two things, fast paced and physicality. It really does get physical. It means the people's that they push you off the ball, little nudges. Like umpires can't really see that. They won't really see it. So especially kids in England, they do that so many times. But it's good. It's good. It's fine. You can bounce however you want to. It's all right. I just have to learn. I have to adapt. I need to now find a way. Okay, how do I now dodge it? How do I avoid this kind of thing? So men's IBT, very good also. Building myself all the way from there. And then that time already I knew it was like a essay. I knew it was an essay squad to be chosen at that time. But knowing that it was my first IPT, I don't expect to make the essay men's team in my first year. So
going there to get like experience,
league-wise, just to get. I was only there for experience, like to get making my under 18 games more slow-paced. If you know what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
If you understand what I'm trying to say.
Like when you play club level and you come back to school level, the difference. You feel like you have more time.
Slower. Yeah. So that was my initial goal going to men's IPT. I'm trying to get better at a men's level, so then the younger levels will be much easier for me and more control for myself. So in building towards PSI, we had a Gauteng Griffins squad from January already. It wasn't the official squad, but like it was a group of players we wanted to see in our team. And I was a senior already. Like Nisa, Nele, and Aiden, we were really seniors back then. So then we saw the players we want.
That trio is out of this world.
You have to see
that's out of this world.
That trio, guys. I love that trio. Me, Aiden, and Sanele. Those are the boys. Those boys can jam, guys. But we are the seniors. We had players that had to see the team. Like we built that team all the way from January to December.
Right.
Focused a lot on indoor. Focused more on indoor. And then towards the end of the year, boom, I got selected into the SMN squad against Switzerland. Sharp. Is this actually happening? Is this true?
How was your call up? Did they just like call you on the phone?
No, okay. My first time I got called up wasn't a phone call. I just went on WhatsApp. I had to go to reply to people, and I just saw SMN's indoor squad.
That's wild.
When did I get added to this? I see I got added, and I see the other man are getting added also. I'm like, yo, is this for real? I think that time, I remember this day actually. I was at 4 Ways. More. I was with Dalpy. I think I was with Dalpy. And I'm like, Dalpy, do you see this? He's like, hey, Chief, I also see this.
Oh.
He shows me his phone. Like, boom, you also got into the group. And I'm like, yo, did you make the team, brah? And then they send the team list, and I saw my name. I'm like, lekker. Okay, they went to play Switzerland in Cape. I played the Cape Town series. It was 2 series, in the Durban one and the Cape Town one. It was more like 2 teams, basically. So the Durban team, but a few players played in both series. So I only played in the Cape Town series because I had exams during that time. It was in November, so I had exams. So I had to choose things here because it was like 11 year. Yeah, it really was. I could have, go to Durban also, but exams come first, chief. Really do.
Must be.
But I played the Cape Town series. Debut court, Sunningdale. I really feel it's one of the best courts in South Africa at the moment. I love that court so much. Playing there, even with my debut goal, I never expected my coach to let me start the first game. Like I usually think that I'm a youngster, I'm gonna come off the bench. Like usually youngsters come off the bench.
Yeah.
But, Joshua, head coach of SNN's Indo, started me the first game. I was very surprised, really very surprised, and I just started shaking already. I was standing on halfway line with Chad Futcher. He was the other striker with me, starting. I'm standing there and I'm shaking. And like I knew the game plans. I knew. Like I always listen at my team talk. I always listen. I knew.
I have them memorized.
Strikers. But like when David Joshua started me that day, I just started shaking. I told Chad, I'm like, Chad, listen, if I do something wrong, just tell me. Just tell me. That I just feel I felt so much pressure already. But then during the game, I started adapting. I started, seeing how these Switzerland men play. I'm like, okay, sharp. Let's see how we play out here. Then I ended up, tackling someone, and I ran all the way. I was supposed to pass to Jethro, but Jethro left the ball, and then I just kept on running and picked it up again. And I went to the keeper. Keeper came out and chipped it over him, and I scored my very first goal, first international goal. That was a magical moment. Like I didn't have the time to celebrate. Like I didn't want to celebrate. I just ran to the corner and just stopped, and then slapped my cross, kissed the sky, and thank God for that opportunity.
Man,
it was a very golden moment. It's Switzerland, and like from Switzerland already, I started progressing game by game.
Yeah.
I only played 3 games, so from first game to second game to third game, I just
became better,
more controlled. Yeah, more composed. I know what to do. I don't run much of the ball. I started playing as a team, and like that's what made our team so good during the Switzerland series. And we also beat them. We beat them with all three games in Cape Town.
Yeah.
I think the last one in Durban. I think the last one or 2. I'm not sure. But the Cape Town team won all 3 of the games, and like the chemistry created, they just the chemistry guy.
Right.
Because we had
Dayan.
Dayan Kasim, Mustafa
Kasim.
Kasim,
Aiden as well.
Piero Langford, Aiden Toon, and a lot of youngsters, a lot of flair also. And like, I remember the last game. David Joshua decided that we're gonna have. I think from the second game already in Cape Town, we won the series already. I think we won like 4. We were 4-1 up already. And like the last game was like a last game. So David decided that, you know what, gonna put the youngsters in one team and the older guys in one team. So the youngster starts, old guy starts, and the young team guy. No, we didn't have Dayan. We didn't have Dayan in our team. Dayan was with the older men because he was captain for that game. So it was Mustafa and Aiden at the back. Steve, not Steve, man. What's his name? Carl Issue, sorry. And then me and Dapi up front. And that team was hot in the field. I don't know.
Fire.
One goal was created just from Aiden, Mustafa, and myself. Remember the tapping goal from the last game?
Yes.
That tapping goal was just from those 3. It started from Aiden to Mustafa. Mustafa broke the line, passed it to me on far post in goal time. From there, that's when the youngsters. Those youngsters, you started becoming more confident. Yeah, and like coming to PSI, and knowing there's only three schoolboy SMNs in the players, which is Mustafa, Aiden, and myself, and two of us is in the Gauteng Crafters team. So that really gave me like almost like a head start mentality where like, okay, I have no reason to feel pressured, because although I have Aiden in my team, I also have Sanelin Tulu, creator in the midfield. I have Keenan Wax, goal machine, Ross Breitenbach, link up play, Ryan Man, always up and down.
Ryan's quality there. Marvin, you still there?
ornament to the tournament from game one already, from game one. Building onto all the way up to finals. We always had like this ritual, like the night before at the hotel, each person had to write a word of like confidence and patience, like words like that, and teamwork and stuff like that. So each player had to write a word, and then before each game, one player, Justin Rosenberg, Gauteng Griffins head coach, he like chooses a player to read, and then he reads it to us, and then you know what, switch on.
Yeah.
Every single game he did that. Every single game.
That's a mad culture.
Finals is. Yeah, I loved it so much. That culture was one of the best because it always just switched me on. I'm always switched on. I'm in the game now. This is the thing that
in the zone. Yeah.
Yes, we were always in the zone before game time. Even before warm up, the boys were ready to play already before warm up. But like that ritual just got to me every single time. Every single game just got to me every single time. Like, you know what? I must be a team member. I must be patient on the ball. Nobody expects fireworks in the first 10 minutes of the game. We need to build up. Things like that. Things like that made us think clinically in each and every game.
Yes.
We don't have to go 100 miles an hour every single game. We can choose our moments when to go. We can choose our moments when to slow down the tempo and then build the tempo up again, just to get confused, to get teams confused. So yeah, Gauteng Griffins that time, like we had that mad ritual, like everybody just, just need them to say anything. The boys just started playing the way they're supposed to play. Nobody told them like, hey, Brian, you have to arc, you have to get back there. Nobody told them that. It was just, it naturally came to us. Naturally, like, hey, I lost the ball, I have to get back now, quickly. So my team, when they have to score a goal, I have to get back. It was a very natural thing.
Yeah.
And like, we did play Barracudas in the finals, yeah? And the day before, actually, we had the top six games, and we were playing Barracuda. We played Barracudas in our last game. So our coach was very very clever in this tournament. He was very very clever because we only had to win 2 games of the top 6 games to make it in the finals. But what coach told us we have to win all 3 games. We have to win all 3 games to make it to the finals. So here we are playing against Panthers and Cape Seals. We beat them both, and now it's Barracudas now. That same game you saw in the final was more or less the same game the day before in top 6. It was very, very tight, very fast-tempoed game, very intense. Mustafa and I were getting in each other's faces, but me and the boy were always good after the game. And like that game, we lost that game. I think we lost 1-0. The boys were beat. We really thought we didn't make the finals. We were gonna play 3rd or 4th. Justin told us no, we made it in the finals already for Panthers. We can have another crack at Barracudas. And he said that he was glad that we lost this game because then we're gonna come back 10 times harder tomorrow.
Yeah, motivation.
And that was Justin's mindset before that Barracuda top 6 game. And from there, that's actually very incredible work. Like, to see it out that far and, like, knowing your players that deep. That was very incredible from Justin. And, like, I respect that a lot. That's a very good thing to have. In the finals, shaking. Everybody's shaking. Every single seat has been taken. I don't think there's been...
Bro, I was sitting behind the goals. There's a walkway behind the goals.
People are standing. Yeah, people are standing around there. Now, today's the day you need to perform. You can't.
There's no place to hide.
Today. There's no place today. You can't hide. You have to play your all today. First whistle goes. It's on now, boy. It is on. Up and down. It's going up and down. Let's let you.
That was fast. That is probably one of the fastest matches I've seen.
Guys, like, for players, like me as a player, you don't actually feel that. You really don't. You really don't feel like you said now like the game was very fast, and yes, it really was fast. But like for the players, it really didn't seem fast. Like for us, it seemed controlled. It really did seem controlled. It's just pause, you know, everything is just, it was controlled, man. It was never like fast for us, but like that's what made everything so exciting for us. Like knowing people like, you know, they wanna have those counterattacks. The counterattacks in that game specifically was the best. Even I won't take away the build-up plays of Barracudas or Griffins. I won't take away the build-up plays, but the counterattacks from each team were both exciting, and it brought the best out of every player. Like especially our keeper, Pumelo Ramatlotlo. He made All-Stars made All-Stars team in 2020. That game, that's why I saw Pumelo he's on top of his game. He now wants to show the people what he can do. Like they always had, like, you know, Mustafa was a great fixer. We always had this thing that if he fixes, he's gonna score. No, sir. Pumela just showed that day that Mustafa Kasim is not scoring a flick today. That's what I knew. If it starts from our keeper, must go right through to everybody else in the field. Our keeper showing the best he can do. That automatically makes Aiden want to show the whole team the best he can do. Same to Fawaz, same to Keenan, same to Sanele, same to Ross, same to myself, and same to the others on the bench. Our impact players. Our impact players also made a huge difference coming onto the field. Like we would play the first 5 minutes or 6 minutes, and then the impact players come on, and then they just like create a new structural game. And it's like the way the first set of 5 plays totally different to the other set of 5. We played totally different, and like that made it so much more exciting against Barracudas, because Barracudas only know one way to play. I think they only have like 3. They have like 3 on the bench. They don't usually have a big bench. Like that also gave us an advantage point. I think it was 4, yeah. And like knowing that we have 2 types of styles of play.
Yeah.
We knew at the upper hand, but we need to take every opportunity we had. And like knowing that you just can't put the ball in the back of the net is just making the game more frustrating. Like, everybody's heads are like they just like, you know, everybody's stressed. Everybody is dripping of sweat. The mana who are running hard, they're working hard. Like that final just, you know, showed a lot to the world, showed a lot to South Africa and in hockey as a whole.
Showed us what high level the guys are playing.
It starts at PSI. That play starts from PSI. Imagine what that line of players that starts from under 12 all the way through to under 18. How much they will improve game by game by game and year by year. They can become one of the best indoor national players in the world.
Yes.
Considering Pro Series indoor, like it's one of the biggest indoor league, one of the biggest indoor tournaments in the world. Like they have it in Ireland and stuff like that. So it's usually like, I think it's always like it's an African thing actually. Pro Series indoor. Yeah. So it was actually, I think it started in South Africa and then went out to the rest of the world. So South Africa is really big in indoor hockey, and people don't usually see that. They usually see like outdoor is the bigger team, but indoor is actually one of the biggest team. Like you don't see a crowd like that at an IPT final. You would never see a crowd like that at IPT final. Never ever, never. And yeah, PSI, one of the best tournaments you can be at. It's very competitive, different players, different styles of plays, different coaches. Oh, guys, you get a lot of challenges there. And even in our like winning spree, we only lost 1 game on 1 or 7 or 6. Because every single game was challenging anyway. Even playing against Pretoria Pitbulls, we have never played Pretoria Pitbulls. I never seen them in the A section before. It's the first time I've seen them in the A section.
Yeah, it's tough.
Even against them, we struggled. We did struggle. But then we kept on building momentum during the game. and then end up scoring goals and goals. But
Well,
yeah, finals exactly the same thing.
Yeah. I have one last question for you. One last one before you end. Is there anything you want to say or any advice you want to give to anybody, to any upcoming hockey player?
To any upcoming hockey players,
Any
my
advice for
message
them?
to you guys is that, yeah, I do, definitely. My advice to you guys is that it really doesn't matter who you are and where you are or where you're situated. If you are able to adapt to any situation any situation that's thrown at you, make the best out of it. It doesn't matter if you're in your comfort zone or outside of your comfort zone. Do the best that you can do or what you can make of it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my message to everyone, and that's one thing that I live by, to adapt and make the best what I can do of what I have. But yeah, that's my message to everyone.
Thank you, Marv. Well, everybody, that's all we have for today. If you want to find out more about Marvin and Creators Only, check us out on Instagram. From me and the Creators Only team, it's goodbye and a see you later. Thanks, everybody, and keep creating.